Welcome to International Racing Season 6 for the Christmas Classic event. This is an IRL F1 or F2 or F3. This is where all the categories will be racing today. We've got some newcomers with Gravity, as Adam, his name is. We've also got the F2 commentator, Lance. So he's going to be giving it a go today as well. As we've got some of the F3 drivers, some of the F2s, and some of the F1 drivers. So it's going to be a very good race today, as we've got 3 people welcome into the stream right now. Good evening, guys. So I will be your commentator for the 3 rounds, which is Japan, where we'll be racing the 1998 McLaren. Then we'll have Brazil, and then we'll have Hungary. So, without further ado, we will be getting ready shortly. Right now I'm just going to quickly check over the calendar, which has been updated, to tell you guys when we'll be racing back for F1. So we will be returning to China on the 4th of January for the F1 tier. For F2 I believe it's on the 5th of January. So we will be back to F1, where will Matthew Horder manage to keep the lead in the championship, or will Louis catch up even more? In F2 will finally I beat Kevin, or Kevin storm away with another win at China. And same with F3, as at the moment I don't know who the top 2 are in the F3. May see Ivan Brito get another win in China as we wait down, as Gravity's actually got a delayed signal on him. He might have a glitch with Gravity right now. So, as Callum Anderson has said in the chat, he's going to win. I think that's a bit too ambitious. You know, you've got very good drivers against you, but never count you out, as we've also got Brandon saying hello in the chat as well. As Japan is a very historic track, especially with the 1998 McLaren. Also with the McLaren in general, with 2005, where Kimi Räikkönen made that great overtake into turn 1, I believe on Giancarlo Fisichella. I believe he won Japan in that race. We've got 7 for you on the stream, welcome. As we should be going very shortly, as people now are starting to ready up. As I will do whoever wins the top 3, so say for instance Sondre wins the first race, I will be interviewing him, but if he wins 2 races I'll interview the guy who came second in one of the races, and same for whoever came third. So I will be doing a smaller interview if anyone would like to join at the end of the session. If you also are new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. If you do want to race with us and want to get known to this league, send a message on the YouTube or Twitter, or message me or Sondre on PSN, or any of the other admins, as we are now ready to go. We've got 16 drivers, so a decent turnout from F2 and F3 and F1 divisions, as we will be going. Will it be clear? Will it be raining? Will it be cyclone weather where the safety car will have to come out? We'll have to wait and see, as everybody is making their tyre choice right as we speak. It's running between 2 tyres, wets or dries. So we're in, and I will do a qualifying prediction. I always do this, and I think it's obvious. It's going to be Jay in first, Matthew in second, and I believe Brandon Glover in third, and Sondre Sorhaug in fourth, or aka the Bottle Haug, as everyone likes to call him. Oh, I actually don't count out Stern either. Stern is here today, so we'll be getting good, ready to go, as everyone's getting their setups, I believe. Hopefully there's no problem with the lobby. as it is one-shot quali. As we'll be on board with Matthew Alder for the first run today, and then I will do a random selection who I go on board with next. That's currently Matthew Alder into turn 1. Is currently in P11, is actually slotting through the gaps. So at the moment, Adam's actually in the lead right now. So Adam's doing very well. Jay in second, Brandon now in second, Jay is now third. As we'll stay on board with Matthew how he does his lap. Good evening, Sparks. Welcome to the stream. As now we're coming up to turn 7 into the Dunlop curve. Going to Degner curve now into turn 8. Paco Squads has retired, so Paco has made an invalid lap into turn 9 now. Matthew Alder goes, approaching up into the hairpin where turn 10 and 11 is. Into turn 10 he goes now, into the hairpin corner. Got to get a nice exit out here, because one little mistake could cost you a lap time. And there we go, Matthew Alder. Absolutely flooring it in that McLaren. Approaching now turn 12. Coming up to turn 13 and 14 now. Nice and tight lap so far seen from Matthew Alder. Absolutely pushed the limits of that McLaren. Coming down the main straight. As Kevin Harrison's also made an invalidation. So Callum Anderson, Paco Swartz and Kevin Harrison have done invalidations. Coming up to now 130 on Matthew Alder's going absolutely flat out right now. Let's see what lap time he will do. As he comes up to the line right now. Into the chicane, got to get this right. One little error. Oh, Matthew's made a mistake and he isn't happy at all. He's made a mistake, and Brandon Glover takes pole position in the first Q qualifying session. Andreas in second, try and catch in third, Sondre fourth, Luke Baker in fifth, Joe Hollis sixth after his comeback drive, Lance in P7, and Gravity's actually in 8th place. I believe was invalid, or is actually he was from Matthew, actually, looked like. Gravity will be starting 8th, apparently. However, though, your leader with a pole position against Matthew Alder is Brandon. As Brandon's set at 136.1, almost 4 tenths ahead of Andreas. Try and catch 8 tenths off the leader, and then Sondre at 1 whole second off Brandon Glover, with Luke Baker in 5th, only 1.4 seconds off the leader. Very close though, Luke Baker and Joe Hollis. Lance was 5 seconds off the pace, but it's good to see Lance getting grip to the cars. He did say it in his favourite car, but good lap time nonetheless, 141.1, as Adam sets at 156.8, 20.6 seconds, so I think he made an error at the start of his lap. However, everybody else, Kevin Harrison, Paco Suarez, Jay, Matthew Alder, Caden, Cooper, Callum Anderson, all set invalidations. As now we will get ready for the race. I wonder what the weather will be like for that, as I will go for my race prediction. Brandon will win, I believe. Sondre in second, Andreas third, and I'm going to go with Joe Hollis in 4th. I don't think Matthew's going to get up the field quite easily unless he can really make sense. You can see in the background the McLarens bouncing up in the air, getting ready to go. As I don't think a F1 car should be doing that, but it is. As while we wait for everyone to set their setups, as it is cloudy right now, could be a possible threat of rain. So we're waiting for Paco Suarez, Jay, Sondre, Matthew Alder and Brandon to finalise their setups. And we're about to get racing. I don't know if there will be a formation lap. I don't think there is. Yes, there is. There is a formation lap. Brandon sets off on the formation lap already, and someone has bottled it already off the formation lap, and that is Andreas. Andreas made a little error there, and a very embarrassing error there for him, as right now he's spun, and he doesn't have to make his way through really, unless people let him through. As it will stay on board. We'll have telemetry on and everything like that as well, because there's no ERS, so we might as well keep it on. However though, Brandon in pole, Andreas is being second, trying to catch in third, Sondre 4th, Luke Baker P5 as he's actually been disqualified actually, 6th is Joe Hollis, 7th is Lance, 8th is Adam, who's actually made an error there on his formation lap, Kevin Harrison in P9, Paco Suarez, the runner-up in the IRL F2 Championship last season, is in 10th. Jay in 11th, who's had a trouble season in F1, but he's starting to get it back turned around. Matthew Alder, currently the championship point lead in F1, is in 12th. Caden 13th, who did a very good result for McLaren last time out. Harry Cooper, my teammate, did very good in Singapore and got a P3 and the fastest lap in 14th. Callum Anderson coming back very strong in a few races, done very decent in some, is in 15th. And Sterling, who got a podium I believe here last time, is in 16th. So there is your driver lineup. As there's another driver making an error yet again. I believe that was actually try and catch. And it was, as Brandon is slow in the field. He can do this. As who is this? Getting really aggressive. And that is Caden. Caden said he's had enough. He wants to get through the field and just floor it away, trying to warm his tyres up. As it is the Christmas Classic, Caden wants to get over and done with this track, this car, and get ready for the next. As we're getting ready for the drivers to line up on the grid, as there is 4, 5, 6, 7, I believe. 7 cars being disqualified on the formation lap. As we have Andreas lined up with the front row, right next to Brandon, both with centre helmets, I believe. So who is going to do well at this race? Will we have a surprise? Matthew Order from 12 or J win this race? We'll have to wait and see, as the light sequence is about to start. As we're down to 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, 5 lights now. And off the way they are off. And Brandon's had a great stop. Andres had a poor start. There's been calamities at the back of the grid. Cars off, sideways and everything. And that was because Andreas had a poor start and dropped from 2nd to 13th quickly. And Jay and Sterling have been caught up with that, as Gravity's having a bit of connection areas. Oh, Andreas is gone. Andreas is into the wall and lost a bit of his wing there. As now we see a battle from front. Matthew Alder challenging, as there's another car off the track. There's chaos all over the place. But Kevin Harrison wants a bit of taste of the F1 Championship points leader, thinking he can have him today in this classic event. Matthew Alder versus Kevin Harrison. This youngster knows what he's doing. Both from around about the same age, but Matthew Alder's got a bit more trusty with the throttle than Kevin Harrison right now, but Kevin has to watch out. He's got a train of cars behind him. This reminds me of Jarno Trulli in Malaysia in 2009, I believe, or 2008, as Paco Suarez has had enough of Kevin, wants the inside line, makes the move but doesn't get the traction. Kevin jumps him and keeps P7. How about drive backs now? Lance has dropped to 14th place, but he's got Jay right behind him. Jay's all over him, trying to find a way through. Now back to the leader. Brandon has got a 2.3 second gap currently right now. Sondre in 2nd. Try and catch just in 3rd. Joe Hollis in 4th. Oh, there's a massive battle for P5. Matthew Alder is feisty. He's going to think to go side by side against Luke Baker through 130R possibly. As his yellows further behind. I believe that is Caden and Callum Anderson coming to blows. Nice move there from Matthew Alder, as Kevin Harrison has run off the track from Paco Suarez. As Paco Suarez is trying to defend his position from Sterling. Sterling makes the move quite easy and passes Paco. Bit of contact there from the rear end. But now Cooper is now looking feisty on Paco. There's Luke Baker. Luke Baker is gone and his car's just exploded there. I believe he's lost a rear tyre. As Jay is in the pits. Oh, and Jay's made a little error in the pits as well. As right now we've got Brandon Glover still leading 2.1 seconds, but Sondre is slowly catching up, but Sondre has to watch out. Try and catch is not that far off his tail and is trying to close that gap to try and take 2nd place, but Joe Hollis is not that far off either. As there's been a right aggressive start at the start. Adam in P9, I believe that is his lag car, and Cooper is out as well. So there is calamities all over for the McLarens. McLarens are going everywhere right now. 3 cars retirement, and currently Lance is now in P11. Sterling in 12th as Jay is now coming out of the pit. So Jay's now made his pit stop. Now Jay's going to do a massive undercut if he can time this right. As his yells yet again, Joe Hollis versus Matthew Alder, the youngster, the championship point leader in F1. Matthew Alder thinking, thank you very much, and off to his next victim to attack, and that is try and catch in P3. Now Sondre and Matthew are teammates as his yellows in sector 1. I think this is because of Gravity's AI car. Now he's actually not in his car, which could cause some problems with his drives, because Gosson is off and Sterling just rear ends him with no wing damage. Oh, actually he has got a bit of wing damage as Lance is struggling with the rear end of the McLaren, and Sterling is eyeing him up. Actually, it was actually Sterling, I believe, who actually caused the yellow flags. I think he's made a mistake somewhere. As Lance versus Sterling. Sterling going on the outside now of Lance, gets through before 130R. And now Jay is in still 13th, however, there's yellows in sector 3. A nice try and catch. Try and catch has made an error there. As Andreas says, he's never tried a worse car in his life. I do agree, the classic cars are not the easiest to handle. And try and catch needs to spin it before he gets disqualified. Hope he doesn't get into people's way. And he doesn't. There we go. As Cooper... Oh, sorry, I thought somebody else retired. Apparently gravity's gone behind Cooper. It's alright, Andreas. There's always a next time. It's actually, the person who has been disqualified is actually Try and Catch. He was disqualified for going backwards. However, Brandon Glover commanded in lead, 2.5 seconds. However, the Renault teammates from IRL F1 tier is Matthew Alder versus Sondre. I believe Sondre actually beat Matthew at this track last season, or was at a podium position last time. Will Matthew try and steal a position from Sondre to try and win this race? As right now, there's no really close battles at the moment except Matthew Alder and Sondre. As Matthew's making a little error there, cutting the corner a little bit, but he's gaining also on Sondre. So Sondre is doing a very good job right now. He's managed to hold P2 for a couple of laps, and right now will be under attack by his teammate. Will there be any love lost between these two, because they're very close friends? Will there be any controversy like Senna and Prost into the chicane? No, not close enough for a lunge. However, though, Matthew is in attack mode. He wants that P2 position. He doesn't care that they're teammates. He wants this win, and he is absolutely flying. Right now, Matthew has just set the new fastest start, 1:35.998. That's good. I don't believe there is fast start points in this category for the guys. Oh, there's contact between these two. The two Renault teammates have been into contact already. Sondre is lucky not to get damage, and Matthew's got major wing damage on the front of his car. And Sondre may have a little smile on his face, but also feel a little bit guilty at the same time. However, the bottle hog has kind of messed up Matthew Alder's strategy. However, there's yellows in sector 2, and who is that? That, I believe, is actually Adam. Apparently, there's yellows in sector 2 when there isn't. Average though is in 11th, still trying to push as fast as he can. He's got a gap of 21.4 seconds, and I believe the pit stop round here is 20 seconds. As his yellows in sector 1, and I believe that is actually Caden. Caden is gone off the track. Has got a lot of clean air. He's currently in P10 right now. As Brandon Glover still with the commanding lead, currently the gap now 2.7 seconds. But the battle between the Renault teammates in IRL F1, Sondre versus Matthew Alder. Teammate versus teammate. Who's gonna win? As Matthew's trying to get close as possible he can. They've got the same engine speed, same pace of the car. Top speed I believe 192 miles an hour. As right now Matthew Alder is just closing him, but that wing damage is costing him a little bit. But Sondre's made a little error there out of the chicane, and this is where Sondre though will start to struggle, and Matthew Alder will start getting in his zone. But Sondre and Matthew are closing on Brandon Glover. Yellows in sector 1 and 2. I don't know who it's for, but there's yellows. I think it's Caden. It's actually Lance. Lance has made a little error there. Alright, back to the battle for in the front. I think Sondre's actually led him through there. And unfortunately I did miss that. I was looking for the yellow flags. As right now Matthew will be setting a challenge to now attack Brandon, but Brandon has to remember Matthew's got wing damage. He may have to pit and repair that front wing. So Sondre has let him go after that little controversial love tap he had on the rear end. As Joe Hollis currently in P4 right now. Don't count Joe out though, because Joe is coming back to IRL F2 to try and do some good racing. Unfortunately, I don't believe he has enough time for the championship, as Caden is round. I don't know where he's round, but he is round somewhere. I believe this is turn 1. And yes, it is. Is anyone in that part of the track? No, well, Gravity is, but I don't know, believe that is his actual car. Caden gets on the way, so Caden's really struggling with the McLaren with no front wing. And to add to Matthew's pain, he's got a 3-second time penalty added to his time. So Brandon has to now push a little bit more, trying to keep behind as much as he can to possibly help Sondre out, try and battle for the win here. As Matthew is closing quite quickly on Brandon, the man Glover, currently in the lead, not cracking under pressure. He knows how to win races, he knows how to win championship in different tiers. Brandon is defending already, trying to break the toe from Matthew Alder, the championship point leader, who lost his championship once in IRL F1 against Felix Negwer. But he's not going to lose it against Louis this time. He doesn't want to lose it. but he doesn't want to lose this race either against Brandon. Brandon's doing great defending, but Matthew is struggling. Sondre's lost a bit of time though between these two now. Currently the gap 2 seconds between him and his teammate in the Renault. So I will be happy with this. He's doing quite well in the McLaren, not bottling as I thought he would. As won lap 6 out of lap 13. Actually, I don't think you actually need a pit in the 25%. I forgot about that. You don't actually need a pit. So the people who have pitted, so actually, hang on. Matthew's actually fighting for the win here. You don't actually have to pit. I've just realised that. Silly me. As currently Matthew Alder is gaining and gaining on Brandon. Brandon's now getting a bit weary on the corners, and Matthew's just eating him up. Even with that little bit of wing damage, he's still catching him. So this just proves how much this guy's talent he's got. As currently Caden's now peeled into the pits for a new front wing. Yells in sector 2. I believe that's actually Caden. Oh no, that's not Caden. It's Paco Suarez, the bottler. The bottle Suarez. He's done it yet again. This reminds me of Singapore. However, back to the front. Matthew Alder versus Bran. Will we see this in the possible future in the IRL seasons where these two will be battling out for the F1 championships? Maybe. But Matthew Alder is getting faster and faster against Bran. Catching him. Just looking where he makes mistakes, where he can take advantage. Will we see an overtaking move now down the main straight into turn 1? Bran is just trying to keep his car alive, but look how much slipstream he's gaining. Oh, Matthew's thinking to go on the outside into turn 2, but he thought about it, couldn't make it work, almost makes an error there. There is an AI car, I believe that's actually Caden. It is Caden, so Caden may have to get out of the way for blue flags. Now this could help Matthew, but this could also affect him. Currently the gap between him and Sondre, 1.3 seconds. They are closing. Sondre is flying right now to catch up with these two. As Brandon's trying to keep out of the dirty air from Caden. Caden will have to move out of the way very shortly. Matthew makes another mistake. Matthew is really struggling with the McLaren. He's pushing it to its limits. As Caden is going to get out of the way hopefully very shortly, because right now he's holding up Brandon. He's really holding up Brandon because Brandon is gaining and gaining. Will he hold him up? As he gets out of the way, goes in the ground. Oh, that's very close. It looked like there Caden was going to actually rear-end him. Will Sondre get through? Currently the gap between him and Matthew, 1.3 seconds, and I will go on board with the battle for P4. Kevin Harrison and Joe Hollis out of his yells in sector 1. Callum Anderson looked like he may have had a bit of contact there. However, back for the battle for the lead of this race. Almost a 3-car race now. As he yells again, I believe that's Jay actually making some mistakes. Jay's managed to come back though in P8. Brandon, oh actually, did I just see a cut off? Brandon's in trouble. Brandon's in trouble, trying to squeeze Matthew into the wall. Matthew's not having it. The youngster wants Brandon. He's gone on the inside. He's going for the aggressive move. There's contact. This has been a controversial move between a former driver from IRL with me there, and Brandon almost did the exact same move against Matthew Alder. He knows he wants to win this race and prove what he's got. Brandon is just doing a masterclass in his defending, and he's a very good defending driver. I have raced against him and he's very good at defending, and Matthew just can't find a way through, and this is costing him time between his teammate. Sondre currently there's a barrier there glitching out. As back to the battle for P4 now. Kevin Harrison, the F2 Championships point leader, against Joe Hollis, who unfortunately missed out last season in the championship, made a few errors, could have been in it, but unfortunately missed out. We may actually see Joe Hollis next season battling for the championship for IRL F2. Oh, has Kevin made an error, but so has Joe Hollis. Joe Hollis has bowled it. As soon as the commentator's curse gets on board with Joe Hollis, he makes an error there and drops to P5 and loses it from Kevin Harrison. As right now though, Matthew Alder and Brandon still 0.4 of a second. As Sondre gets third. He is in. If there was DRS in these cars, he's almost in DRS range. Matthew now 0.3 of a second on lap 8. We will go on a grid reset on lap 9. As here comes Brandon. Just 0.2 of a second. Look how close Matthew Alder is. But not close as he was last time, where he almost got squeezed into the wall. And luckily he didn't get any wing damage. Sondre's not that far, so one little error between these two could actually let the bottle hog himself win this race. That's what Sondre will be doing right now, is Bran make an error, cost Matthew the race, and let Sondre win, because currently Sondre is in a net P2. As we have Langfell commenting in the stream. Welcome. I'm alive enjoying the 2 other races. That's good to hear. So Langfell will be joining the next 2 races. It's good to hear as well. So we will be having 17 drivers, as Matthew Otter's trying to catch up with Brandon, but just making too many errors. That dirty air with that wing damage is costing him. As Sondre is starting to attack, starting to get involved in this battle. Just needs a little bit more pace, and he will be with Matthew very shortly. Now there's actually a driver who's actually dropped to P10. Paco Suarez and Lance LeBrun. Oh, bit of contact, rear end touching. Lance versus Paco Suarez. Lance is great at defending. I've raced against him in the GT Sports, and here comes Paco Suarez on the inside, makes a move on Lance, takes the inside into turn 1. Very good, but Lance is being very smart, does the switchback. Great racing between these two, and great racing from Lance for his first time here, as he yells in sector 1. Who is that? I believe that's actually Caden. Is it? Who is it? There was yells in sector 1, and that actually might have been Gravity. No, there's yells again in sector 1 and 2. I don't know if the game's trying to play tricks on me. They're back to the battle for the win today. As we'll go on board with Paco Suarez very soon, but look at Matthew. He's aggressive. He's going from the outside into turn 1. Wants this position. He knows he can win this race, but Bran yet again perfectly puts the car. Matthew tries to switch right. Better traction this time. Lance gets a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting, has made an error there and has lost a position at turn 2. As Brandon, great defended yet again. Matthew just can't find a way past him. This isn't like Matthew. He's aggressive and can get through positions quite easily against other drivers, but right now he's not finding an answer against Brandon Glover. Currently Brandon still holding this position for lap 10. It's currently Brandon first, Matthew second, Sondre is in third, Kevin Howson fourth, Joe Hollis in P5, Sterling in sixth, Callum Anderson 7th, Jay in 8th after a recovery drive, Lance in 9th, Paco Suarez in 10th place, Caden in 11th, and Adam, I think AI, is in 12th. As Brandon, speaking about Adam, he's actually now got a 5-second time penalty, so I think his AI is actually no longer an AI. As Matthew Orders trying to catch up with Brandon Glover, just trying to get much power as he can out of that McLaren, but it's not working. It is literally not working. Plan A just seems to be failing, or whatever plan these two got, but there's a slow car ahead. Who is that? That isn't Lance, is it? No, it's not. Who was that? I don't know who that was, but there was a slow car, but Bran has literally let Matthew through. Matthew finally found an answer, but Bran has also found an answer. Bran wants the position back, and he's going to go aggressive. Will he go on the inside? Matthew defends. Will this be a Kimi Räikkönen against Fisichella into turn 1? Will Bran manage to pull it off against the championship points leader in IRL F1? He's trying it, but Matthew defends, but does it work this time? Has he made an error like Bran? Oh, there's contact! They finally come to blows, and Sondre may win this race. The bottle hog himself may win Japan in the McLaren. He's only got 2 laps left. Will the bottle hog manage to win a IRL race? I believe for his first time this season, as Matthew will be furious with Brandon, and Brandon will be laughing a little bit to help Sondre win this race. As right now we're back on board with the bottle hog himself in the lead, currently winning this race at the moment. I did say these two may come to blows, how close they were getting to, and I was right. Jay just sets a new fastest lap, 1:35.7, with those fresh tyres, fresh wing, and absolutely flying. As right now we go on board with Bran. How much damage has he got? He's got a bit of wing damage. It looks like a little bit of wing damage. What about Matthew Order? Has he even got a wing? He's got an end plate, but no end plate on the other side. Same with Bran. So Kevin could get a surprise third. Now Bottle's leading. Will the Bottle do his classic manoeuvre? The bottling himself. Make a mistake as Sterling has spun. Sterling has spun somewhere, and Callum's made a free position. Actually, Sterling's got wing damage, so Jay may get a free position if he keeps pushing. However, back to the lead. Currently, this is the only guy I can stay on at the moment, since there's no battling on track right now, as Sondre is in the lead. Cutting the gap between Jay and Sterling now, 12.5 seconds, and I believe that is Jay. No, that's Langfeld joined the session, but there was yellows, and I don't know what it was for, as Langfeld has made it into the session, so it's good to see you, and welcome for the next 2 races. As right now, Sondre still leads 2.5 seconds as Matthew and Bran made another controversial mistake. No. However, Kevin Harrison is getting feisty a little bit with Bran. Actually, he was actually quite close to him, and now he's dropped off. So Joe Hollis may try and find a move for P4. Actually, no, that is Caden ahead. That is Caden's AI, and as yells again, second one, Lance has crashed! No! Lance has crashed. He was having such a good race, and he's made a mistake in the S-curve. Oh, he has to be careful, because there is cars coming. There is cars coming. There is Callum Anderson. I believe that will be Sterling next. It is Sterling. Back to the battle, though, for the leader on the penultimate lap. The Bottle Hog himself. Will he win his first IRL race, or will his teammate steal it from him? Will Matthew rob the dream for Sondre, the Bottle Hog? As Sondre is coming up to 130R for the second to last time. He only has to do one more lap. One mistake and it's all over. But he's got one more lap to do to win this race, to put himself in the records, to win an IRL race from a long time back. As here comes Sondre coming up to the cut line for his final lap. Cutting the gap between him and Matthew, 2.4 seconds as his yellows in sector 2. And I don't know who that is, but there's yellows nonetheless, and it possibly may be Caden. But right now we will stay on board with the Bottle Hog. Currently coming into turn 1 now, as we will go on board and commentate over his lap in TV pod view, of course, as he's coming into turn 3, nice tight into turn 4, 5. He's coming up to now in the S-curve section into turn 6, nice and tidy there. He's getting slowly caught up, yells in sector 3, I don't know who that is. Coming up to turn 7, the Donlock curb. The bottle is not balling, so he took a time and add Stern, so I believe that is actually Callum Anderson. Stern had a bit of contact. Coming up to turn 8 in Degner, and turn 9 now. Great driving there from Bottle, just relaxing, trying to stay calm, and he's coming up to the hairpin corner as we've coming up to turn 10 and 11. And Langfeld calls Brandon in second place. I do agree. I believe Brandon will take second with the penalties Matthew Alder has got. However, now Sondre is approaching turn 12 into turn 13 now. Only a few more corners to go into this race. Turn 14, only 4 more corners for the Bottle Hog. Oh, will he make an error? Bottle almost makes a mistake. He's really trying to push this car to the limit. He's probably sweating, smiling. All the emotions going in that head of his, trying to win this race. As here comes the Bottle himself, approaching the final chicane, past 130 off for the last time. Coming into the chicane now, turn 16, 17 and 18 now. One mistake could cost it, but the Bottle Hog's not going to do it, and Sondre has won his first IRL race in the Christmas Classic. Great driving there from Bottle Hog. Unfortunate there for what happened between Matthew, but good result takes second. But Bran takes second off Matthew Alder, and Matthew drops to third. Kevin Harrison takes third, Matthew drops to fourth. What about Joe Hollis? The Bottle Hog has finally won a race, and here comes Joe Hollis for P5 and keeps fifth. Great driving there from the Bottle Hog himself. He will be over the moon as Caden and Adam have finished their races. As here comes Jay now, going to take 6 after a recovery drive. Was currently in 14th at the start after, for some reason, a huge crash between him and Andreas. But right now, Jay in 6th. Callum Anderson in 6th. Jay goes to 7th. And here comes Sterling after a little error with no front wing. He's currently 8th, and Lance, I believe, will get a point. He's in 10th place. But the Bottle Hog himself has prevailed and showed Matthew he's not to be messed with, because he's won his first race in Japan, and great result for him, and this will give him more confidence for the next round. as there is your top 10. Sondre wins with a time of a 1:36.5, 21 minutes it took him to get around the track. Brandon in second. Kevin Harrison gets a third place after Matthew with 6 seconds of penalties, I believe. Joe Hall is in fifth. Callum Anson sixth, a great result for him. Jay in seventh after a great recovery drive with a pit stop in seventh. Sterling in eighth with no front wing, kept it home. Kane had a bit of a torrid day today in Japan in ninth. Lance did a very good result, even crashing to get 10th. Paco Suarez in 11th. Adam in 12th, 2 laps down. And Cooper, and actually I believe Paco from Cooper is actually the guys who have DNF'd. But great result for the Bottlehaug. He's done it, won the first round, so he will be getting interviewed at the end of the races. As right now I believe we have 17, and I believe the next choice is the 1978 Lotus, and yes it is, as we're waiting for Callum Anson to pick his car. Hopefully it's very soon, because if he doesn't pick his car he's going to be in a 1972. Callum, if you can hear us in the stream, please pick your car. Good lad. There we go. Callum Anderson will be a bit happy with Liverpool's performance, but it's not about football, this is about F1. As we're ready to go very shortly. 17 drivers now, almost a full lobby for the classic car event. Callum was a little cheeky there, 25 more points than Man United. I have to agree with you there. Man United have been playing poorly this season. And now we're in round 2 at the 1978 Lotus in Brazil, which is going to be the last round, I believe, for the F2 and F1 and F3 season. The last track since Abu Dhabi was been. So while we wait for the 17 drivers to pick their setups and get ready for the race, will we see the Bottlehaug win another race? Is he going to show us his excellent performance in the classic cars, or is this just a fluke? You never know. It could happen. This is F1, of course. Anything can happen here. As while we wait for everyone to pick their setups for their one-shot qualifying session. There we go. We will go aboard this time with the race winner, of course, and that is the Bottlehaug, if I can find his name. If it stops moving. Where you at? Come here. Stop moving. Where is he? Oh, he's 8th. Got ya. There you go. As no, like his car goes there. As we go on board with the winner of Japan, as we've got a bit of telemetry for you in sector 2 now. He's in gear 4, coming in to my favourite part of this section, where I've made a few overtaking moves in this section. See what Sondre can do. As Sondre is now approaching turn 10 and 11. This is where famously Lewis Hamilton won his first championship. And right now it shows Sondre in the lead. Will we see the Bottle do another masterclass performance, or will he bottle under pressure? Makes a little error there. But will he bottle? He's now approaching turn 13, turn 14. He's now approaching turn 15. And Sondre, does it look like he's got first? It is, he's got first by a few hundredths of a second. The Bottlehaug has done it again. Sondre is in first. This guy is unstoppable right now. Where is Matthew Alder? Like, he was dominating earlier in the practice lobbies, but Has he just give his teammate some extra energy or something right now? I don't believe what I am seeing. Sondre is in first place in the 1978 team loaders. Will he be able to provide this for a win? We'll have to wait and see, as I will go now down the qualifying order. Sondre in first with a 123.9, only a 300s basically in seconds. Andreas. Matthew Alder in third. Cooper in fourth. Good to see my teammate there. Kevin Harrison in fifth, my rival, in doing very well. Sterling in sixth. Brandon Glover in seventh, and Langfell in eighth. Joe Hollis ninth. Paco Suarez in 10th. Caden in 11th. Callum Anderson in 12th. Try and catch 13th, and Lance in 14th. Outqualified Luke Baker in 15th, but the two people who didn't set lap times is Adam and Jay. I don't agree with that, Callum. Matthew's not that good. Matthew would be setting blistering lap times compared to that. What he did, he's made an error. That is actual Sondre coming as the TNR Bottle Haug with his famous pace he says he has. As we're going for the race prediction this time, and I think a surprise, I'm going to go with Matthew Alder winning. And I'm going to go with a broken record with his Renault teammate Sondre in second, and I believe Brandon again in third. So that's my top three, and I'll give a rookie number 4 for Paco Suarez. I believe he can pull something out the bag today and finally come up to the speedy Suarez name he has got. As everyone is ready as we're going on the formation lap in 3, 2, 1, go. So the formation lap started. This is the first time I believe Bottle Haug's ever led a formation lap in IRL. So a bit of pressure may get to him. Will he do a Fernando Alonso in Spain where it's almost spun on the formation lap? Or will Sondre manage to keep it in line? Oh, it's actually Andreas cheekily almost shoves Matthew off the track there. It's a bit cheeky there, but he does it as someone has gone off, and I don't know who that is, and I do know who that is, and it's the Paco Suarez drops to 10th. As everyone's getting a bit too close between each other right now. Has anyone been disqualified? Oh yeah, there's two drivers. It's Adam and it's Lance. Adam and Lance have been disqualified as Jay is in 17th. Oh, and Joe Hollis. And oh, Jesus. And yeah, well, basically now Jay is definitely going to be disqualified. He's just killed Brandon. And Brandon's also going to be disqualified. Yes. And there was been... I don't know, who is it? It's Adam, Luke, Callum Anderson, Paco, Joe Hollis, and I think Brand's actually got away with it. Oh no, Brandon hasn't. Sorry, I apologise. Brandon hasn't. But Sondre is still leading formation lap. As lights will be going out very shortly. Brandon didn't have the best qualifying like he did in Japan, where he got first. Matthew, this time, got a better qualifying than him and didn't start near the back. But Jay struggled again a bit in the qualifying. In the back, no, as I believe Sondre's actually just been tagged, and I think he's going to get disqualified. Will he? Or will he make it? Just in time. Caden is just flooring it. As the Bottle Haug, he's now starting to feel the pressure. His blood is boiling. Everybody's heart is racing for the Brazilian Christmas Classic. Will Sondre win? Will Andreas win? Will Matthew Alder win? Or will the Flying Cooper surprise us with a victory in the Lotus? As we've seen surprises which we saw at Japan with Sondre winning, we'll have to wait and see. As we will be coming down to lights, and I believe this is a good camera angle to start off. There's no need for telemetry as we're going ready for the lights. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, now 5 lights. Who's going to get the best start? And the lights are out and off away we go. Does Andreas get a better start than Sondre? No, he doesn't, but Matthew gets a better start than Andreas. But what about Sondre? Will Sondre defend turn 1? And yes, he does. As we'll go down further the grid if there's any contact. Oh, and yes, there's contact. There is contact, definitely. Paco Suarez and Caden battling. Oh, and there's contact over Caden and Langfeld. Kevin shuts off Langfeld there, but no big calamities, like no one retiring after turn 3. I believe that's actually Adam's AI now. As Sondre still leads. Andreas takes second back. Matthew in third. Cooper in fourth. But speaking about Matthew, he's attacking. He wants a position. As yells in sector 2, and there's a retirement. Joe Hollis is out. Where is he lost it? He's lost actually his wheel, and he's off in I don't know what sector, just entering sector 2. As now Matthew, Alder and the Bottle will be going at it yet again. As there's a close battle, oh, very close battle between everybody today. Only one retirement though, still 18 laps to go, 1 out of 18, so 17 laps to go now. As Andreas is just trying to get in Matthew's slipstream, so Matthew's not finding the pace as he was finding in the McLaren, and right now Andreas is attacking. Andreas is actually challenging an F1 driver. I am very surprised. No offense to the guy's amazing pace, but against Matthew Alder, I thought some of the F1 drivers would be challenging him, but Andreas, so Matthew's struggling with the Lotus car, and Cooper's lost a position. Cooper has lost 2 positions from Sterling and Brandon. Brandon is now attacking Sterling. Will Sterling prevail and hold this position into turn 4? Yes, he does, but Brandon's trying to switch back, doesn't work. Still got to watch his moves for Cooper. As Paco Suarez now in P7, battling with Caden, trying to catch, and Jay. So Jay has come up the field. I believe he's gained 7 places. As right now, trying to catch makes a little error, trying to hold his car in the straight line. Jay takes the inside line, comes on the outside. Oh, a bit of contact. It looked like there. Looked like he just lost the rear, but no. Jay holds P9. Have back to the battle for P4 right now. As Sterling is managed to hold Brandon, Cooper, Paco, Caden, and Jay. But there's yellows in sector 2. Who is it? Don't know who it is, but someone's made an error. It's someone's AI, and it's Caden. Caden and Cooper and Paco Suarez. Paco's in P6. I did say he may surprise us with a podium position, but someone has gone off, and that is Cooper. Cooper went shoving into the wall, and Cooper is out of this race. However, Paco Suarez has to be careful because there is a challenging Jay. Being very aggressive, these two, and Caden and Paco coming to blows. Jay's got to watch out for these two rejoining. Jay passes Caden. Jay's going to pass Paco Suarez. As I've just noticed, Matthew Alder's got ahead of his teammate Sondre in the F1 tier, and Matthew is now leading. As we'll go back on board in this battle, because Sondre is actually challenging the Bottle Hog, and Paco Suarez is out. I've just missed it. I could. Oh, there's calamity all over the track. Jesus Christ, there is cars all over the place. So something has gone on. There is calamity all over the track. For some reason, I don't know what's gone on there, but someone has gone off. Gravity is in the pit. Surprised this hasn't caused a safety car, because that was a huge crash. And this has promoted Lance to 10th. And actually, Lance is challenging Callum Anderson right now. So that is actually amazed me how big that crash was. Matthew Alder leads now by a whole second. I think he's going to win this race now. Andreas takes second. Sondre is in 3rd place. Sterling in 4th now. Will Sterling try and get a podium like he did before in IRL? Will he try a surprise podium? He's wearing the black helmet to probably tribute someone, or trying to just match the colour of the Lotus. But Sondre is aggressive. Sondre wants Andreas, and he's going for it. Going on the inside. He's going to try and take a bit of contact, it looked like. Andreas didn't give him room, it looked like there. And this is open the door for Sterling. Sterling's got a lot of grip on those tyres, a lot more pace than the Ball Hog, and here comes Sterling, going to go on the inside into him into turn 4. As here comes Sondre, and I think actually trying to catch actually was the person who caused the crash, because he's actually pitted. He's the only one out of the guys who was involved in it, and I believe he may have caused the crash. As now Sterling passes Sondre, and Sterling's in 3rd. Brandon though is still there, just trying to eat to get a podium again. Oh, almost hitting Sondre's rear end. Get a nice camera view of the gearbox and the engine of Sondre's car. Sondre makes an error. Brandon tries to capitalise and takes the move. Goes on the inside into the hairpin corner. He needs a Hamilton fan, of course, so he knows this move he's going to try and make is trying to copycat Hamilton, but it doesn't work. Sondre blocks him off. Sondre defends, and it's going to be very close race. I believe Callum Anderson's now actually lost position from Lance. That's right now. This is very great racing from the Ball and Brandon. There's a wheel there, dangerously parked on the wheel, but Sondre and Bran side by side down the main straight of Brazil. coming into turn 1. Sondre is on the inside, Brandon on the outside. Brandon is just trying to get as much pace as he can. Sterling's now challenging Andreas, so I will not have to go on board this battle very soon. But Brandon on through the centre corner, just riding Sondre's gearbox. As Sondre is trying to defend, Brandon switches. Brandon goes on the grass. That's going to cost him a bit of time, but will he go for a lunge? No, he doesn't, into turn 4. As Callum Anderson and Luke Baker battling for P10, so the final points position. As Brandon's trying to go for the outside into turn 5, I believe this is, or turn 6. Sondre side by side. Oh, bit of contact. That was inevitable. More contact. But these two are having a great battle. Great race between these two. This is great to see. Brandon just giving Sondre a little love tap there, trying to let him know that he's there. Sondre late breaks, but perfect braking there for Sorhaug. Sorhaug's defending great, and he's showing him how he can defend and how Brandon needs to learn to stay out of his way. Because right now, Sondre is holding P4 right now. Oh, Brandon late brakes, hits Sondre out of the way. That is very cheeky, and possibly he may get the position back. We'll have to wait and see. But back for the battle for P2. Sterling versus Andreas. Matthew sets new fast lap, 123.9. I believe that was faster than the qualifying time. As here comes Sterling going on the inside, a late launch. Oh, Andreas again closes the door a little bit. There's still room, but Sterling's had enough. He wants that position. Is he going to go on the outside? Have to wait and see. Andreas defends inside line. We'll go on board with Andreas. Will he hold his position? Perfect driving there from Andreas, but an error has now made Sterling come on the outside. This was a very scary place to make a move because it could have ended like Trulli and Suttil in 2009. And there's contact, big contact there, and Sterling's got through. I don't know who was at fault there. I didn't really get the best view, although they hadn't really lost. Well, they've only switched positions and lost a bit of time. Right now though, Brandon Glover is catching up in 4th place, but Matthew Alder is storming away. Currently the gap 4.4 seconds between P2. And there's yellows in sector 2, and I think that's Callum Anderson. And it is. Callum's off again. Callum is just losing the rear. He's got no grip whatsoever on that car, and he is manually retired, so he's called it quits for this race. It's unfortunate for Callum Anderson, as now we go on board with, if it will let me, we're on board with Andreas, who's still not that far off, as Adam's just got a 3-second time penalty added to his time. He's currently a few seconds out. He's a newcomer, he's still getting used to the game, so we may possibly see Adam in the future in the IRL. May even see lights in F3 in the future. But right now, this is the classic event. Andreas versus Sterling. Langfell, we will possibly go on board with Langfell and Jay very shortly. It's his yellows in sector 2. Now, is that Matthew? No, it isn't. Is that Adam? It's try and catch. Try and catch making errors. Sterling is in 2nd place. As right now though, Andreas just staying a bit behind Sterling. But Brandon, it looks like slowly, only a few hundredths gaining on these two, because they're not really fighting that much like the 1998 McLarens. And Sondre is in 5th, so don't count him out for a podium. As I said, you didn't count him out for a win, and luckily he got a win with Brandon and Matthew Alder coming to blows right now. As right now though, Sterling is getting a bit caught by Andreas now, and Brandon's actually lost a bit of time. 2.2 seconds now, because these two are just basically slipstreaming and slowly pulling away. Not slowly catching up with Matthew, because Matthew is just gone. He's basically back to the future, just like literally 90 miles an hour within a few seconds and just gone. Like, Matthew is flying right now in 1st. Yellows in sector 2. Now, is that Lance? It isn't Lance. it's try and catch, I believe, and I think it is. Try and catch is pitted, so try and catch had wing damage. Yellows again. No, it might not be Lance. Who is it? It doesn't tell me. I think it actually might have been Lance, actually. I think corner cut in a little bit there. However, try and catch does peel in the pits for news. Fresh set of tyres. As he's also got a 5-second time penalty added, I believe, to the time, and off he goes. As here comes Matthew Alder. Has already lapped Adam. Sorhaug does reply in the chat saying he lost his back end and that's why he lost his wheel. Well, it was a crash nonetheless, but it was still a spectacular clash nonetheless, and Try and Catch does get out of the way for Matthew Alder. Great respect there. Only a few tenths down as we're on lap 9 out of 18, so we're already halfway through this race. As there's a very close battle for P6 right now. Langfell and Jay are getting close. Nice helmet for Langfell. Langfell's been... sorry, nice helmet for Jay, I apologise there. Nice helmet for Jay, actually. I do like that. As he's now trying to pass Langfell round the outside. Is it going to work? Oh, there's contact. Langfell's off. Langfell is off. Oh no, what happened there? It didn't look like there was contact, but he just lost the rear. Langfell has to watch out for Lance. Lance gets through. Lance is in P8, ladies and gentlemen. A person who's been struggling with the F1 game is now in 8th. Lance is now starting to find his rhythm and getting up to speed. We have a little battle with Langfell a little bit. Same car, same pace. As we do remember on the Niki Lauda tribute, he was in the wrong car unfortunately when he joined. But I gave him a battle nonetheless to just have respect for the guy. And look at Lance right now. He's doing a lot better than what he did last year, and he's starting to get grips with this car. And it's good to see him out here today in 8th. As right now, this is actually the closest battle we have. As Langfell is catching Lance. Lance is defending. Langfell on the outside. Lance versus Langfell. Up to the line. Lance is defending. Lance lets him go. Tries to test his braking zone, but Lance is doing brilliant right now. And there's yellows in sector 2, and that's Try and Catch out. Try and Catch is out, and it's a VSC. A VSC is just being called. Oh, that is a shame for Lance, because it's just basically let Langfell through. I don't know where that has happened. It possibly might have been through here, actually. Yeah, there he is. There is car. This reminds me of... I can't remember who this reminds me of. I believe last season and pre-season there was a crash there with the Toro Rosso of IRL. As Lance is now in 9th place. As the VSC has ended, and Matthew's been caught in that VSC, but has pulled away and someone is off. It's Sterling, he's bottled it. Will Sondre take 4th? He's going for it. He does. Sterling's made an error off the VSC, and he will be furious with that. He has dropped to P5. As you can tell, he's furious as he's shifting down, shifting up, shifting down, and shifting up. As right now, though, Brandon will be a bit happy now. He's currently in 3rd and slowly catching up back up to Andreas. Right now, as we're on lap 11, when it goes lap 13, we will go for a grid reset. As right now, there's not really battling. Actually, there's something wrong with somebody's car. I think that's Sterling. He's struggling for grip or gearbox problems. He's actually not changing gears. There's a throttle issue there, it looks like. I'll keep an eye on that if it happens again. But Sondre is in 4th. Brandon is 3rd, catching on a Andreas in P2, who unfortunately had a bit of calamity between him and Lewis in Singapore. It's unfortunate for him because he was doing well. It's good to see him in 2nd place. You can see it again. I'm going to keep an eye on. I think he's like. Let's have a look at his throat. Yeah, his throttle's fully down, and I don't know if this is actually happening to him or it's just a glitch. But right now, I don't know if this is actually happening, but there's something wrong with his car. Hopefully it can be fixed. Hopefully it's not a big issue to him, as it's costing him a bit of time, it looks like. But right now, the only battle we have on track, because Matthew's got a commanding lead, 8.7 seconds, and we're only on lap 12. You can just hear in the background Sterling's car. Matthew says new fastest lap, 123.4. Good lap from Matthew there. As Brandon now is slowly catching up against Andreas, but so is Sterling and Sondre. Let's see who closes first, because I think it actually might be Sterling. Wait and see. As right now Brandon is battling for a P2 position. He got 2nd, I believe, last time. So Brandon, I believe, will take the lead if there was a championship going. And Matthew in 2nd. I believe Matthew got 4th. But if Brandon gets penalties and drops some positions, then yeah, Matthew's almost got a 10-second gap. As Jay's just got a penalty added to his time. Bran is just eating slowly into Andreas' time, getting closer and closer. See a nice cameraman go through there. See both drivers trying to just get as much pace as they can. So we can just slowly see that Brandon is slowly catching up against Andreas. And speaking about Brad, he's already attacking. A few hundreds up on his time, but look how close these are. Now I'm probably going to have to go on board with Sterling as well, or we might see it in the background. We just see a little bit in the background. Will we see it? Yes, we do. We just slowly see it in the background. Sterling's trying to find his way through. We'll go on board with Sondre. Sondre is trying to defend as we get a nice rear end view. Sterling tries to do a switchback. Doesn't really work. As Lance and Luke Baker actually having a battle, it looks like. Back on board with Sondre and Sterling though. Sondre and Sterling side by side. A lot closer than what Brandon was to Andreas. This is great racing. Very great racing here. Sondre on the outside is going to have to give away, but Sterling just takes the position, and the position has been taken. Alright, thank you Kaden for letting me know. I know I did it like Sondre did in Singapore, but speaking about Brandon, I mean, making a little error there, as it's unfortunate I missed it, but we've heard that you flipped about 12 times. Do you have any opinion whose fault it was, or who caused the crash, or was it a racing incident? Just let us know in the chat. As right now, we're back on board with Brandon, who's lost a bit of time now to Andreas. So Andreas is starting to pick the time. I did say I would do a grid reset on lap 15. So Matthew Alder leads. Andreas in second. Brandon in third. Sterling in fourth. Fifth is Sondre. Sixth is Jay. Slowly catching up, but we've got 6 second time penalty added to his time. Kevin Harrison is in seventh. So not having the best race as he had in the McLaren. Eighth is Langfell, who had a bit of controversy between him and Jay earlier. Ninth is Luke Baker, who had a very close battle with Lance. So Lance made a bit of error now, who's in 10th place. I'm going to get another point, it looks like, added to his time, as Adam is 1 minute 31 off the second, but I think that might be his AI. But he gets another time penalty. He didn't even cut the corner there. Come on. Back aboard with Brandon though. Brandon in second. Got a bit of AI traffic. Gravity's AI is not going to go, Brand. You've got to... Oh, actually, I know that. Adam's car is not actually there for them. Adam's car is not actually there. It's this glitch. Cody's haven't fixed it as usual. Adam's actually not in the session, so I might have to ask Sondre to kick Adam out because it may cause errors in the later standings. I should have clocked it in Japan. That's right now though. Brandon is slowly gaining on Andreas. It's the only battle on track right now. Brandon versus Andreas. Brandon's slowly just relaxing, building up his speed. He's got two laps to do it. So my throat is decided to start to go. This happened to me last time I did like the summer season at this track. My voice went really squeaky. Hopefully it doesn't do it there, but Brandon is making errors, and Sterling, someone's gone off. Someone has gone off. I don't know, I think that was just because a Brand making an error, but someone has gone off. As you can just hear Sterling's car in the background going off and off and off. Right now, Brand's lost a bit more time now. As Matthew was about to start his penultimate lap before the last lap. Only 11 runners, well, 10 runners really, but let's try and catch Callum Anderson, Caden, Paco, Cooper, and Joe Hollis DNF'd unfortunately in this race. Joe Hollis actually DNF'd on lap 1, and that was 16 laps ago. 17 laps ago. As right now, Brandon is losing more time. It's now currently 1.1. Needs to get back in that slipstream, in that tour to try and catch. He's on the penultimate lap. Will Brandon have enough time to do this? It's Jay's in 6th, I believe. He's actually had 11 positions gained. So him and Sondre out throughout the whole thing on the votes for the driver of the day for the Christmas Classic. As Kevin, I believe, will be putting that on Twitter. So it'll either be between the Bottle Haug or Jay, and then the final round we'll find somebody else and see how they do. As Matthew Alder will surely be starting on his last lap very soon. He's only in sector 2 still. He will be in sector 3 very shortly. And now Brandon is getting caught by Sterling. 1.2 seconds. As Matthew Alder is about to start his last lap, as we will now jump on board with him to see if he can do what his teammate did. As here comes Matthew Alder now, going to start his final lap for today at Brazil for the 1978 Lotus. As here he comes now into turn 1, as we'll basically go overboard like a qualifying run. Into turn 1 he goes in now, into turn 2, rides curb, into the centre corner now for turn 3. Got to get a great exit, and Matthew's showing us what a great exit looks like right now. And he's now coming up to end of sector 1 to enter sector 2. Currently only almost 2/10 down on his time right now, into turn 4. Rides the exit curb into turn 5. Now he goes, touches the inside curb a little bit there. Now he's approaching now turn 6 and 7, as there is a battle brewing at the back. I may have to switch on board with that very shortly, as right now Matthew comes now into turn 8 and 9. Will Brandon have enough time to catch up and take P2, or will he make an error and make Sterling get third? So we'll stay on board with that battle now. Let's see how close it is. It isn't really close enough, as now Matthew's approaching now turn 12 and 13. Up the gears he goes. He's basically running on air right now, as this fuel warning light is on. Coming up to the line. Turn 15 he goes now to win the Brazilian Grand Prix for the classic race season, as now Brandon is nowhere near Andreas Stephen having an attempt this lap. Maybe another lap he added to his time, he could have had it, but will penalties change this? We'll have to wait and see. No, it doesn't look like it. Sterling stays 4th. What about Sondre? Sondre is in 5th. Jay 6th. I do believe he does have penalties. What about Kevin? Will Kevin jump to 6th? Sorry. Will he jump? And no, he doesn't. He stays 7th. Langfeld in 8th. 9th will be Luke Baker in P9. Great result for him after I believe he retired last race, so he will be happy with that. As he waves a little bit, as Lance will be able to move to get another point and to finish this race in 10th. Lance is really giving a good result for himself to get him motivated, and right now he will take P10 for the 1978 Team Lotus, and Adam basically just runs into Jay for some reason. I think he will be finishing very shortly. But the driving day for this race is going to be Jay. So Jay and Sondre may be in the vote in the Twitter very shortly after this race, so because we're now coming up to the final round. But there you have it, Matthew, top step of the podium. Renaults have done it now in both races. Sondre won Japan, Matthew won Brazil. Who will win Hungary? We'll have to wait and see. You see somewhat the two people I believe has been as Senna, as I believe Brandon and Andreas. It's great to see. There's actually only one person I see Senna, as right now we are waiting for the official results, and then we'll get ready for the next round. So Matthew does win then in first place with a 123.4 as the fastest lap. Andreas is in second with a 124.1. Brandon in third with a 123.9, so a bit faster than Andreas. Sterling, unfortunately with his mishap, lost second and drops to fourth. Sondre was in the lead and drops to fifth. Jay in sixth. Kevin Harrison seventh. Langfeld eighth. Luke Baker ninth. Lance 10th. Adam, as Gravity is AI, is in 11th. Try and catch Callum Anderson, Caden, Paco Suarez, Flying Cooper as Harry Cooper, and Joe Hollis as Lux, all DNF'd. And there was a massive crash, which Caden did say on lap 9, possibly the contact was from Langfeld, with a huge crash between Caden and Paco Suarez. But I missed that out, but I got the end of the crash, which is unfortunate. And as we're about to now do Hungary. For some reason, something's just been changed. Why is Brazil now on there? I think he's by mistake. I think he's just changed something. Just give me a minute, I'll just have to message him. Just let him know. While we wait, so Matthew did win that round. Matthew does win again, and if Sondre takes second, whoever's third, or if it's just Matthew wins it and whoever's second will be in the interviews for the end. I'm only interviewing 3 people today, so basically 3 different winners. So there's a lot of different choices, some Red Bulls, some McLarens, and some Ferraris, which is good to see, not just the same car. But some people, they have to choose the Red Bull because they don't have the DLC with the McLaren and Ferrari. So there we go, it is Hungary, so Matthew has sorted it out, as I believe we should be going very shortly, as Matthew has readied up. So how many Ferraris have we got? Someone has got in the Brawn, and whoever is in the Brawn needs to switch now, and that is try and catch. Try and catch. Why? You know that. You know, you get. Lovely, good lad. There we go. He switches back to the Ferrari. I'll keep an eye on him this time. Make sure no one secretly gets a different car, because if they do, there will be a restart. So there is 8 people in the Red Bull, 4 people in the McLaren, and 5 people in the Ferrari. Last season we just saw it Brawn v Red Bull, Now it's Red Bull v McLaren v Ferrari. Never know, maybe the next Christmas Classic may have Brawn, Red Bull, Ferrari or McLaren. You never know. As we're about to get underway, as we should have gone, and it has gone now. So, my qualifying prediction for this. I'm not expecting Sondre, no offence to the lad, to win. I think in quali, I believe it's going to be Bran, Jay and Matthew, then Sondre, I believe, for the top 4. As it is wet, so maybe that might change a thing. It is absolutely chucking it down with rain, and it's the perfect cause for it. These guys got full wets, they're a lot more grippier than the other cars. Well, wait for everybody to pick a setup. This time we will go on board with Mr. You know what? We'll go on board with whoever this lands on. I'm going on Lance. So we're going to go on board with Lance LeBrun. As Packer's already retired, as Lance has gone in the Red Bull. Looks good in the Red Bull, of course, with that helmet. He's currently in 9th right now, as Andreas is battling for the lead against Jay and Langfeld and try and catch. As Lance is almost in 4th place, ladies and gentlemen. Lance is just taking his time, basically ordering his shopping and eating pizza and just controlling the Red Bull right now in 5th. As he's coming up into the Red Bull's favourite part of the track where it finds most of its downforce. Rides the curb with the chicane. That with a little left-hander, runs a bit wide, and just in the line. It looks like he's got slicks because the wheels are going that fast, but they are wets. Oh, Lance made an error. That may be invalid, but Lance is currently 6th right now. So if it was invalid, it would have dropped him right near the back. Right now he is in 6th. So will Lance get to grit? I think he did say he liked the 2010 cars, and right now it's showing that he likes 2010 cars a lot. Because right now he's in 6th. Sterling's retired, so Sterling's made an error there. But here comes Lance. Sondre's also made an error there. Andreas has already done a lap at 34.3 now. He's done very well there to do that. And Lance has done a 140.4, so only 6 seconds off the pace, but still he's in 5th place. So Lance has found a bit of pace in the Red Bull. He's quicker than Langfeld. He's quicker than Adam. He's quicker than Jay. Great pace there from Lance. Good driving there for the Red Bull driver, and you can just see this is where the Red Bull is hungry. Good grip in the wet, good grip for downforce everywhere else. So here's your top 17. Andreas is in 1st with 134.3. 3.1 seconds faster than Matthew Alder in the Ferrari. Kevin Harrison in 3rd. Luke Baker in 4th. Lance in 5th. Great driving there from the American. Langfeld in 6th. Adam in 7th. I don't know if that was his AI. 8th is Jace. Jay made an error there in 8th. Cooper in 9th. Try and catch 10th. Callum Ensign 11th. And the guys who had done the laps is Joe Hollis, Paco Suarez, Caden, Sterling, Brandon, and the Ballhog. Made little errors there in their qualifying one, which made him invalid. As Andreas is even surprised as well how big the gap is, and I am a little bit, because I was expecting Matthew to be 1st, but somehow you pulled something out of the bag in that Red Bull and showed Matthew his place. As right now it's still wet for the race, and my race prediction is going to go Matthew Alder wins, Andreas 2nd, 3rd Brandon, and 4th I'm going to give it a random vote of Paco Suarez again. I think he's going to get through the field, hopefully unscathed this time. Like in Brazil, apparently cars got flipped over, his car got wrecked. As we've got another comment on the stream right now, chat for me is not That's alright, Andreas. Just try and do it in the race. Just try and visualise what you did. Never know, you could even win. So, good luck on you guys, and good luck for the final race. And we'll have interviews after this race for the guys who I've picked. As... oh, this looks brilliant. Red Bull, McLaren, Ferrari. This is good to see. This is very nice to see the Red Bulls, Ferraris and the McLarens together. Would have been nice with the Brawn possibly maybe this next season we could see. But it looks very nice nonetheless. As Andreas is first then. Matthew in second in the Ferrari. Highest Ferrari though. Third is Kevin Harrison. Luke Baker in fourth. Highest McLaren up there. Then it's Lance in fifth. Langfeld second highest Ferrari in sixth. Adam 7th, 8th is Jay, 9th is Cooper in the McLaren, second highest McLaren there. As try and catch, I don't know who he's just hit. I don't know who, as Matthew has been hit, it looks like. As that's actually Brandon who's made an error in turn 1. He's going to get disqualified if he's not careful. What's he doing? For some reason Brandon's car was picking up as he put the glitch setup on. Well, Andreas still leads. Matthew has been disqualified, so this is perfect news for Andreas. No offence to Matthew, this is great news. Luke Baker in the McLaren getting hungry. Lance in fifth, could get a surprise podium today. You never know. Lance even could win this race. If Lance wins this race, he will definitely get the driver of the day vote. I don't care who it is, Matthew, Alder, Sondre, I don't care who it is. Lance will get the driver of the day vote. He deserves it. Even though Matthew may be a bit more popular with his CRG, I believe if Lance wins today, he deserves it. We've seen miracles happen with Sondre. We could see a miracle with Lance. As right now, everyone is getting lined up for the final round. Hungary, 18 laps yet again. And obviously it's me doing comms. Final time for today. Someone's Red Bull is out of place there. It's Adam's AI. Apparently his AI's there when he's not. So Adam's not here. Let's just say that. I don't believe Adam's actually here. For some reason I'm not getting the best camera view. There we go. As we now have 2 lights, 3 lights, now 4 lights, 5 lights, and off we go. Andreas didn't get the best start. Oh, Matthew neither. And who is this? This is Kevin Harrison. Kevin Harrison's trying to battle. Look at Luke Baker storming in the McLaren with a grip. And Luke Baker's already took second place. And there's contact. Oh, there's huge contact. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is who's just can't cry. Someone's reset to track there. That's kind of cheating. But there's been controversy. Sondre. Callum Anderson. Who else? Was Lance involved? Lance has not no wing damage. Lance is trying to get through the wreckage. Lance is lost a few positions, no wing damage as I've seen, but he's in 10th, and this has to be a safety car. Oh, and there's going to be more contact if not people are safe. People are being too aggressive, too eager to get through. And look at this. I wasn't expecting this for the F1 cars. As trying to trying to close the door on Kevin Harrison. Kevin Harrison's making errors. Cooper is making errors. This is just chaos. And oh, try and catch rear ends. Cooper, my teammate. He is in the McLaren sponsoring us. Right now, back to the leader. Matthew, actually no, wait. Andreas is leading 2.5 seconds, so Matthew's struggling with setup. Matthew's really struggling. Someone's gone off. Someone has gone off. It's Adam. Adam's AI apparently has actually gone off. I think that's what's causing the yellow flags. As Andreas leads, as there's chaos behind here. Cooper, 5th. Oh, there's a Ferrari off. I think that's Paco. Yeah, it is Paco. Paco's struggling in the Ferrari. He's supporting the Fernando Alonso era when he was in that car. Paco's just trying to keep the pace for the Ferrari, but this is torrential rain. Let's look at Red Bull struggling for grip. That's Caden, it looks like. That's Kevin Harrison. Kevin's not finding grips in the Red Bull there. As Langfeld has left and is It's a shame to see you go. You did 2 races. I don't think you finished any, but it's good to have you contribute. Sondre and Callum have pitted. Lance is still 11th. It's good to hear those noises though. The real engines of F1, not these stupid hybrids. Oh, hang on, someone's gone off. Caden's gone off. Paco shoved him. Caden's losing it. Caden's gone. Caden has gone. Has he hit Kev? No, he hasn't. He's gone. Oh, yeah, he's gone. He's gone. And he's lost a wheel for good measure. He's going to kill someone and all. Did he kill someone and all? No, he didn't. Lance, brave reactions there. Dodges the crash and moves up to 9th place. Jarlis now in 10th, trying to catch up on Lance. Back to the battle for the lead. And I don't know what Andreas is eating, but right now, 7.3 seconds it was against Matthew Alder. So Matthew's not finding grips in the Ferrari. Matthew's just getting eaten alive. It's time to just been 2 laps and it's almost 6 seconds. There's a safety car. It's actually a safety car. Wow, this has actually saved the Bottlehouse race, Callum Anderson's race, and also Sterling's. Andreas won't be happy with this because his gap was huge and now his gap's going to be tiny. He will have to struggle against Matthew Alder. Will anyone pit? Jay doesn't. Jay's pitting. I think Jay's got damage. Is anyone else pitting? Luke's pitting. Will anybody else pit? Nobody else does pit. Joe Hollis peels into the pits. So Joe Hollis may have a bit of wing damage. As yes, the guys who have pitted have wing damage, so they're changing this. Adams in. Sondre has gone through somebody. I don't know who he's gone through. That is Sondre bottling it on the safety car lap. As Joe has gone back out on track. Gotta say, the McLaren's one of the best looking cars out there. Lance is now in 7th. Adam is apparently in the lead when he's not. He's the person who's in the pits. Andreas has to watch out, he don't get too close to the safety car. As Paco's retired on the formation lap. Where's he bottled it? There, he's bottled it. Paco's bottled. Paco's lost the front wheel there. And Luke's saying thank you very much. And Lance is saying thank you very much because now he's in 6th place. That's right now, Lance is in 6th. Now, I don't know if the safety car was possibly for a crash or was it for the weather, because we've seen safety car in Singapore in F2. Oh, is that Lance? It is! Lance almost hits Kevin there. That's to move out of the way, possibly couldn't see him in the spray. The great reactions there from Lance as my voice is deciding to start to act up now for the final round. My apologies. Right now though, I've got to say, Lance, even with a poor start, I believe he's actually back to his original position. No, he's lost 1 position. Even though it does say 2, he hasn't lost 2. He's only lost 1. And the guy ahead of him, oh, he hasn't lost 1. He's just got 1 ahead. Try and catch has just bottled it. Try and catch has just bottled it. Yeah, he's gone. Lance is back to his grid slot. Lance is in 5th. This is what Lance needs. All he needs now is Kevin, Cooper, Matthew and Andreas, no offence to you lot, just to retire. For this man to win his first IRL race for F1 tier. Will Lance be able to do this? Will Lance pull something out of the bag? We'll have to wait and see. Because soon, surely the safety car has to be coming in now. Well, actually, no, it might not now though, because these guys haven't caught up, and plus because they're trying to catch his car. And Sterling's struggling in the Red Bull, especially with Sondre, as these two are trying to, looks like they're racing against each other. Safety car may come in even if these lot haven't catched up, and it is. The safety car's coming in. He's had enough, the safety car. They're sick and tired of waiting for them, and I don't blame him. But it's unfortunate there, Langfell. It's good seeing you, mate. It was a great race and that, of course. As right now, though, the rain is starting to clear a bit. Will Matthew get Andreas off the start? Matthew going as wide as he can so he can get as much power as he can in the Ferrari, but he didn't get it. Andreas gets a good start, and look at this. Matthew's being passed by Cooper, by Kevin. What's happened to Matthew? Is he cracking with the Ferrari? And look at this. Jay is on the inside of Lance. Lance knows he's there, and Jay gets through. So Lance has dropped to 6th place now. There is aggressive driving already. Oh, and there's Luke Baker. Luke Baker's hit the wall there. As now we go back on board with Cooper. He may want a bit of action of Kevin, but Kevin's got past in the Red Bull. As currently right now, it's a Red Bull 1-2. Is that Jay? I see. It is. Jay's got on the outside of Matthew. Matthew gives him the room. Matthew gives him the room, but pushes him up a little bit. Jake is overtaking him. That is... he's got through the end of the day. Matthew gave him as much room as he could, and Matthew's lost position. Matthew's really struggling on his wheel. Can't get the grips. And look at this. Jay, Cooper, Kevin battling for P2, and this is just helping Andreas. This may be a Red Bull 1-2-3. And look at Lance. Lance is almost challenging Matthew. Well, thank you, Langfell, for that little interesting information. I won't spoil it in the stream unless people have got the stream chat on, but I'm not going to spoil it for anybody else. But thank you for letting me know. As right now, Lance is slowly catching up, but there's a big battle for P2. This could help Lance, even if Lance gets a podium. I don't care. I'm putting him down for the drive of the day. Right now, as Andreas sets a new fastest lap, 1:35.2. As here comes Jay. He's had enough of waiting behind Flying Cooper, my teammate, unfortunately. Not like that, unfortunately he's my teammate. I mean, unfortunately he's been passed, of course. He's a great teammate. As right now, here comes Jay and Kevin side by side. It's a Red Bull 1-2-3, maybe a 1-2-3-4 if Lance can get past Matthew and Cooper. Kevin and Jay side by side. Jay's used to the Red Bull. He's been in the Red Bull in the hybrid era. Will Kevin try and counter back? No, he doesn't. Lance has dropped off a little bit now, but Jay's got a penalty. Now Matthew's starting to get grips back to his tyres and starting to catch up on Flying Cooper now. Cutting the gap now 1.2 seconds. There is battles all over the track right now. Right now Matthew is the closest. Yells in sector 1. That is Callum Anderson. Callum Anderson is out. So good, unfortunate for you, Callum, but it happens. As there, Cooper making errors, but so is Matthew. Matthew can't gain on Cooper's errors. But this is where Matthew's patient. He relaxes, keeps calm, knows what he's got to do, and will eventually get past. As Brandon's left possession, so he's like, oh, he's actually out. Actually, I didn't even realise that. Brandon's actually out. Brandon, Langfell, Cadence, Paco, and trying to get the Callum. So there was that huge crash. It ruined Brandon's race. As oh, look at this. Matthew's just trying to get as much power as he can. Cooper runs wide. As this opened the door for Matthew Alder. We'll have to wait and see. As now Matthew's got through. Now, will Cooper go for a lunge? Cooper's staying in 6th gear for some reason. He stayed in 6th gear there, and that's probably cost him a little bit of time. This is the closest battle. McLaren v Ferrari. That's what I hope to see in the future, of course. Girls in sector 3. Now, is that the bottle hog? Or is that Gravity's car acting stupid? It is Sondre. Look at him, he's got no wing. The Ferrari fans will be annoyed with that, especially when it's a classic car. There's no front wing. That's going to be a hefty bill as Sondre is just struggling, almost hits the wall. Oh, the Ferrari people are not going to be happy with bottle hogs today. As Andreas still leads, current gap now 1.3, and Jay is closing. And even if Jay does win today, Andreas, and you take second, since Jay hasn't got a mic, I will interview you, of course. Oh, Jay had to try and avoid you there, though, however, and Sondre's retired, so he's called it quits for today. So he is one of the guys who I will be interviewing with Matthew Alder, of course, but there's one more driver today I will be interviewing, of course. Right now, Andreas versus Jay versus Kevin possibly, if Kevin can close up, but Matthew is not performing as he is. You look at him, he's really struggling on those tyres. Matthew's almost bottling. Will Matthew do what Sondre did and Paco, crash and ruin the Ferrari's car, or will he manage to keep it to the end and get 4th place? As right now, Andreas versus Jay, currently gap now 1 whole second. Lance still in 6th, but this is great result from Lance. This is great racing. He's managed to stay ahead of Luke Baker, Joe Hollis and Adam and Sterling. Guys, it's pretty equal nonetheless, a little bit. Always Kevin Andres making a few errors. Oh, Andres is making a lot of errors. This could cost him. Lap 8 now out of 18, so there's still a lot of laps to go. As Jay is now in the lead, pulling away a little bit now. Jay again, his biggest position gain, and it's the best result for him. So at the moment, the final 2 spots for the driver of the day will be definitely Lance. Lance will get my driver of the day vote, of course, in there. Jay and Sondre have already been picked as them. We just need one more, and that at the moment is either between Kevin or Andreas. Even maybe Coupe if he surprises us with his pace. But right now, Jay exactly 3 seconds ahead of Andreas. So that's basically the similar gap between Andreas and Kevin. Matthews dropped off a little bit now, 2.6 seconds, and just losing time. Matthews got a problem with that car. The Ferrari can't handle wets. Or it's just Matthew cracking under pressure. He had a win last time out, and right now he's in 4th place as Cooper is in 5th. Lance in 6th, Luke Baker 7th, Joe Hollis in 8th, Adam is actually 9th, and Sterling is in 10th place. Right now, let's see how many Ferraris there's 1. There's only 1 Ferrari and I believe 2 McLarens. This is actually the battle closing up between Andreas and Kevin though, a little bit now. Girls in sector 2, who's made that error? And that is Baker. It may be. Bit of contact between Joe Hollis and Luke Baker. These two have been at it before. Last season they had a bit of contact, but Luke came back respectful, more faster in pace, and he's doing quite well in F3. Got to give the guy a bit of credit. Luke Baker's been doing very well, and right now even though he's getting beat past a few times, he's still fighting for the position, and he's currently in 8th place right now in the McLaren. But it is the wets. This is where the Red Bull thrives. This is where the Red Bull is a lot faster than the other 2 cars. The McLaren is faster in general, but I believe the Red Bull is faster in the wets compared to McLaren and Red Bull. Apparently these two are overtaking each other when they're not. Because right now though, Jay still leading. With Kevin, this is the only close battle. As you can see there, Matthew makes another mistake. Oh, actually not, there's actually another close battle. Joe Hollis versus Lance. Luke Baker versus Lance. Red Bull. Oh, that is very close there. Great move there from Joe. A bit aggressive, but great move. And that might have scared Lance a little bit there. But great move from Joe. As Jay's just set a new fastest lap, 132.5. This is where pad traction is a little bit better than the wheel, and this is where people think Luke Pad is a bit OP. It is a little bit, I will admit. But, you know, if you've got to make it 50-50 for everybody. As right now, though, Cooper is in 5th, 4.3 seconds ahead of Joe Hollis. Now, Luke Baker is in attack for Lance. In a red helmet, Luke is in. Luke is slowly catching up. So Luke's actually done the McLaren Vodafone helmet, which is nice to see. But Luke is really on Lance now. He wants the outside in this turn. Got to get it in a turn 2. Oh, bit of contact. Luke may not be happy with that. But he has to remember, Lance was there. Luke's got plenty of time. It's only lap 11. As Joe's made an error. Joe's got an error. What's happened to Joe? Has Joe got a puncher? No, I think... What's happened to Joe? Yeah, Joe's got a puncher. I think he's right rear. I think he's got a puncher. I'll have to make sure here. There's Luke Baker and Thingy are fighting. Joe's gone. Joe's off. Joe is off in the ground. I think Joe's got a puncher. I think somehow these guys may need a pit. Because if Joe's got a puncher now, this is very bad news. He goes again, and that luckily didn't retire. I can't tell if he's got a puncher. Camera, give me a better camera angle, please. Like, come on. I want to see if he's got a rear end puncher. Doesn't help. Thank you, helicopter view. Of course I want you. Right, there you go. Has he got a puncher? No, I don't know what... I can't tell because of the spray. I think his right rear is slightly punctured. See if he pits. Nope, he hits the wall. I don't know if he's doing this on purpose. He's retired anyway, so he's got out everybody's weight. And Luke's actually pitted, so Luke's no longer battling with Lance. And I've got to say, that McLaren is beautiful. Best looking car. They need to bring that livery back. If it needs something red, bring the Emirates sponsor back. But right now, though, Lance is in 6th. Cooper in 5th. Matthew Alder in 4th place. Kevin House in 3rd. Andreas in 2nd. Jay is in 1st place. Coming up to Sterling's actually AI, so Sterling's actually not here. So there's only 7 runners right now. Gotta say though, guys, thank you guys for tuning in with the turnout. Of course, it's been great to see with everybody chipping in, F2, F1 and F3. It's good to see you guys are committed for IRL. Oh, hang on. Andreas is in. Kevin is in. Is it slicked? It has stopped raining. I haven't noticed this. Is this where Matthew now will start to attack? Because look at that right front. That right front is ballisted. Andreas is in. Kevin is in. Has Kevin got a penalty? Nope, Kevin hasn't. What about Matthew? Matthew doesn't. Alright, he doesn't actually. Watch the McLaren team work on the pits. Actually, well, has Lance stayed out? Lance has stayed out. Now, I don't know if he knows it's rise. Lance is 5th right now. Lance is out. It's Lance. It isn't Lance who's causing the yellows. I think it's Luke. Nope. Don't know who's causing the yellows, but right now Lance, I believe, is on wet tyres. Excuse me. My apologies. Lance is in 5th. Not struggling right now because still got grip. He may get a puncher. So Andreas gets a penalty. This is going to be crucial. This is going to be close. Lance didn't really push. I can't tell if he's on the wets. Yeah, that's in sector 2. That is Gravity and Sterling, of course. Jay is finally pitted. We'll go on board actually with Jay. Where is Kevin? I mean Andreas. There's Andreas. What about Jay? Will Andreas jump Jay? I don't know if any of you guys just saw it, but I just saw a car go through the pit wall backwards. As Jay does get jumped by Andreas, so good job from him. What about Lance? Lance does pit. Lance is pit, so Lance was on the wet tyres. It's unfortunate him. How back to the board with a battle for the front. Oh yeah, I could have done that. I could have gone the tyre graphics. Silly me. Thank you for reminding me there, mate. And yes, he was. Staying laps on wet. Andreas is round. Andreas is round. He's puddled. This will mean Kevin may get the podium interview. This isn't good news for Andreas. He possibly wanted the podium interview, but now Kevin's going to get it. Matthew in third in the Ferrari will now sort of eat into Kevin's time a little bit now, since it's now dries. As Jamie says, he does saw what happened there where car went backwards into the pits. It's good to see you saw it, Matt. As right now though, the gap between Jay and Kevin currently 2.6 seconds. Jay retakes his lead and looks like he's going to win this race. Sterling sets a new fast lap. I don't believe that's actually him. I'll get the tyre actually, graph it up. I usually leave it up, but since it was classical I didn't see the point. But right now, I'll do the position changes. Let's do that. Position change, leave that up, see who's being the biggest gainers. And it's still Jay. Next biggest gainer is Cooper. So right now, it's either in between Kevin or Cooper who's going to get the final spot in the My Drive of the day. Because right now it's Jay, Sondre and Lance. I think he does deserve it. Right now though, there's no battling on track. Andreas has pitted again, so this has put Cooper up another position. He's now fourth. If it stays like that, Cooper will get the vote. Oh, Jay's... Oh, Jay almost bottled under pressure there again. But Jay is trying to push and push as much as he can. And this isn't like Matthew Alder though. Matthew needs to start pushing a little bit. And this isn't like Kevin to get a time penalty. He's Mr. Consistent. Never gets penalties, he does. And he's just got one. 3 second time added to his time. I know Matthew and Jay have got one, I believe. Luke Baker's now got one as well. So Matthew needs to start pushing a little bit. And I think... I've just noticed something. Matthews actually tries to do his helmet like Kimi Raikkonen's. Which I dig that. Looks quite cool. As Jay apparently... Jay does set the new fast start, 119.2. As... Matthew does set the new fast start, 119 flat, so 2/10 quicker. This is where the Ferrari now is in its prime. It's going to now start eating in the Red Bull's tyres. But we've only got a few laps remaining. Lap 16 out of lap 18 now. As the gap has stayed the same between the top two. But Cooper is going to get fourth, it looks like. Just ignore that graphic where it says Adam is in seventh, because he's not, he's last. Just some weird thing there. Also Matthew is trying to push as much as he can. 2.4 now the gap is. Is he closing? How much? Yes, he is closing rapidly. 2/10 there he gained on that corner. Matthew is in attack mode, but he's running wide every corner he has to see, which isn't going to be good for warnings. Possibly Joe, but either way it doesn't matter. He did quite well for quali in the wets. Full traction isn't that OP anymore. It used to be, not anymore. Lance gets his first 26 time penalty, unfortunately for him. It used to be OP on 2018 though, Joe. I remember because I used it in the classic car thing. So, but I don't use no track. I don't use full traction. I use no TC. So, but even if you did, it didn't matter. As right now though, Matthew is catching up on the penultimate lap, 2.1 seconds. Will Matthew have enough time to catch up on Kevin Harrison and overtake him? This Ferrari has got a lot more pace than the Red Bull, but the Red Bull has a lot more cornering downforce than the Ferrari. Not really. Trust me, Joe, it's not. The only thing that's OP is pad traction. It'll be pad traction. If full traction, if he's on, and I don't think he's even on a pad, I think he's on a wheel. So even if he had full traction, Joe, it would still struggle. Nah. It depends if he's on a pad, Joe. Control, I mean. Yeah, and I'm talking about in the wet. Only controllers OP in the wet, not in the dry. Wheels OP in dry. If you can master it, like Matthew. because right now the gap's 2.1, but Matthew's struggling yet again. Adam now gets a 3-second time penalty to his time. That's Matthew though, man. Matthew made a mistake. He's not that good in the wet. No offence to him. He is good at other things, as he's catching up with Kevin right now. But now, enough talking about Andreas' qualifying run. We're on the final lap where Jay is going to win for the Red Bull team. He's going to do the Red Bull team proud in the hybrid era. Basically letting him go out in this car to win, that looks like, this round. And it will be Kevin who will be in the comms, in the interview with me, as long as he doesn't bother. He crashes out now, it will be Cooper. So Yellow's in sector 3. Who is that? Whoa, wait a minute. Sterling and Lance have come together. I think that's Sterling's AI. That's why there's yellow flags. Jay is going to win the Hungarian Grand Prix. And my nose is starting, and my throat is just dying right now. As here comes Jay to win the classic final round Christmas event in Hungary. Takes first. Kevin will win. Kevin wins. Matthew wins. No, Matthew stole it from him. Matthew wins. Kevin second. Jay is in third. So the Ferraris let the Red Bulls down. However, though, Kevin's still in for an interview since it's a person who's already won before. Cooper fourth. It looks. Excuse me. I've got hiccups now. As Cooper will take fourth. It looks like with a dominant position, and the McLarens will be out for fourth and fifth. As here comes Luke Baker now, takes P5 for McLaren. Andreas, after a little bottle he made, will take fifth, and Luke Baker takes sixth. And there we have it, the final round of the result and the drive of the day. I do apologise, Kevin, does go to Cooper. So you'll have to put that down in the drive of the day votes. Jay, Sondre, Lance and Cooper. But today Matthew wins a second round. I believe Matthew, if it was a championship, would win it, of course. However though, great result. As the two drivers are getting a bit personal in the chat. Just keep it down, boys. It is only a Christmas Classic. It's not an actual round, but keep it cool. As right now I will get ready for the 3 interviews after I've done the official results. As Matthew Alder does win then with a 118.8, and I thought actually he had a penalty and he actually didn't, so he's lucky. Kevin Harrison in second, Jay in third, Cooper in fourth, 5 positions again, a great drive from him. Andreas fifth, Luke Baker sixth, Lance in seventh, Sterling, Adam, Joe, Sondre, Callum, Try and Catch and Paco Suarez, and Caden, Langfell and Brandon all DNF'd. Thanks for joining us, guys, for the Hungarian Grand Prix for the Christmas Classic, as I believe Matthew has won overall. We will find out after this little session ends. It does, I believe it shows us the overall. Hopefully. Unless someone's glitched out, of course. Yeah, Joe. Ah, it actually isn't going to show it, I don't believe. Which is annoying, because it usually does, but oh well. As I'm going to get ready for the interviews now, so I'm going to do quick interviews for Sondre, Matthew Alder and Kevin Harrison. So I will send them invites now. Kevin Harrison and Sondre. As I have sent them invites, they're quick. Hopefully they can join as soon as I can. I'm going to be asking a few questions and then I'm going to move on to the next guy. Gotta say though, great result from everyone. Alright, Ball. We will possibly start on you if the other two are joining. Kevin, Matthew. Yep. Even though because he got second, Matthew told me if he wins. Okay, I will be starting off with the Bottle Haug. I will have to unmute Matthew apparently. So, the Bottle Haug has amazed everyone with his performance today. He's done a Jensen Button in 2006 Hungary. He's won his first F1 race in Japan. How do you feel, Bottle?
Well, I feel pretty awesome. It was hilarious to see my teammate Matthew and LeBrun just drifting off into the grass and realizing, well, I'm actually gonna win this.
Well, it was great to see that, and I possibly could say you had a huge grin on your face when you saw those two spin out, and it's finally to see you win a race against your teammate, finally beating Matthew Alder at something and beating Brandon. It's got to be a pretty good achievement since you're the one who's managed to do it in this Christmas Classic event.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't have beaten him if it weren't for that. So I know how it is, but obviously it's still awesome.
That's great to hear. Well, thank you for that little information there, Sondre. Great racing, of course, and you're one of the guys who I have voted for the driver of the day with 3 others, of course. So great racing. It's good to see you.
I'm not driver of the day.
We'll have to wait to see who votes for that. Well then, it's the person who won the second round now, Matthew Alder, aka CRG Blizzard. Well, he did win the third round, but you know, we're on about the second round now. Well, great result. You got your way through the field. You didn't have the best qualifying, I don't believe, because surprisingly Sondre got first there as well in quali. How did you think your race went on the whole, and your objective, how to get past everyone?
Japan.
No, Brazil.
I mean, I just wanted to try and get past Cats. I knew it would be hard to get them from the start. Full traction, which was quite OP in the rain, as you saw in the last race. And managed to dive on him. I kind of knocked him quite far off the track when I got past him.
I did see that.
Talk about that. And I got to P2 and I just tried to catch up to Sondre, which went round his outside. It was very good to move actually, but went round his outside.
Yeah, I think unfortunately I missed that move when there was a massive crash. Apparently Caden flipped 12 times. Paco went into the wall and then somebody else got just took out basically. But you did a great race through that field, and you know, one back on your teammate, of course. You know, you two are great friends and you had a good battle. It looked like Sondre was doing great well to defend the first couple of laps. But were you surprised with the qualifying result in Brazil with Sondre starting first?
No, not really. He seemed to be able to quality motion today.
Well then, thank you Matthew for that little bit of info, and I'm now going to move on to Kevin, who got second. Looked like he was going to win in Hungary, but unfortunately Matthew stole it off you by penalties.
I was never going to win in Hungary, but okay.
Well, enough of that now. As well done, Kevin, for second place. And how does it feel to be up against Jay and Matthew with the competition you've had in F2 compared to these guys today?
I was kind of on my own, just had a penalty. I didn't really get to fight them, so.
Alright, well, that's unfortunate. It's not like you to have penalties though, of course. You're Mr. Consistent.
Well, I beat Matthew on penalties in Japan, so hey.
Hey, yeah, you did, well done. But one little question, did you think at any point you could win the race today if there was no safety car, or was that out of the window?
I didn't think about it, then I thought about it, and then I didn't think about it after penalties, so
Well then, unfortunately mate, on the final round you missed out the driver day with that. Cooper stole it off you with that 5th position he gained. Or it would have been you.
Then.
We'll see what Twitter says. Of course we will. It will be between Jay, Sondre, Lance and Cooper. But thank you for the little interview there, Lance, Kevin. And thank you Sondre and Matthew, of course, as well, for joining for the interviews. This has been International Racing League for the Christmas Classic. We will be back on January the 4th for IRL F1, I believe. So get ready for more action-packed racing.
Just want to say traction OP.
Well, apparently he didn't use traction, but we'll leave that out. You know, we don't want any more arguments in chat.
No, just in general, traction OP. It doesn't really matter who uses it, just traction OP.
Well, it's been said. And now, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. If you want to see us next time in the race on January the 4th at 6 o'clock UK time, I'll be your commentator, of course. And then for F2 and F3, it'll be either Lance, Sondre, or Bran at 4:30 UK time on 5th of January.
Hey, me and you, by the way.
Oh,
Not
and
just
Kevin
you.
Harrison, of course, with me. But anyway, we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye for now.